Well, first thing we need to do is clean the window. Obviously. Let's go do that. Let's go clean the window first. Got bug splatter like right in front of you. So I'll go this way. People buying fireworks? What's going on? Oh, I don't want to turn here. Yeah, why not? $3.79. That's not bad for gas. I think this is good too, right? So we need gasoline, and then we're gonna do the road trip. I don't think I need my card, but I might. Woo, it's windy out here. I'm gonna blow my gas cap away. Wait, I can tap? Can I tap? Regular. Gas is pumping. Yeah, it's windy. So windy. Might as well do the whole thing. All right. All right, one more time. I need like proper Windex to get it really good. Arby's, Taco John's, Taco Bell. We can go 75 miles an hour if we want. That's like a chip in the window. I should probably have all those repaired someday. I'm gonna keep doing this. Is that any better? There's a bunch of stuff on the inside of the window too, but I'll get that later. 47.78. $3.79 a gallon. I do have this bird shit on my thing I want to get off right now. It drives me crazy. I need to get a proper car wash. All right, let's do this. Seven o'clock. Trying to judge what the traffic's going to be like this time of day. This banging her. Good to see my parents again. Have dinner with them. Jim's is so nice to them. Gives them a senior discount. Yeah, we were in that parking lot 2 days ago. Right there on the other side of that fence. On the bike. It's so weird that they have like stop signs on this highway. Very weird. There's like those poor houses that have a highway in their backyard. I need to get my new license plate. They're still waiting for my official driver's license, though. I wonder if you can get one with a temp. I think you can, but I'm still wondering, like, where is my actual driver's license? Why is it taking so long for them to send it? I got my passport before I got my driver's license, which is kind of weird. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. I think we want to go all the way to I-15 because 215 has got all that construction. The smoke broke down though, that's good. Gotta sell that piano. want to sell it, but I don't know. I don't know what's better, selling it or moving it across the whole country. I could just get $2,000 out of it. I think it would be fine. Can't remember which lane. It's so weird the camera does that. I think it's because of the centrifugal force. Now the camera thinks the horizon's all messed up. That's so funny. Oops. Guys fell. Oh well. You know, but I don't think you survived that. Did you survive that fall? I guess we'll find out. Holy cow, how did you survive that fall? Yeah, I don't think you're gonna survive. Again. Maybe. Did I eliminate now? Oh, nothing. Last big thing I gave up was probably the pocket spheres. kind of meetup. It was good. Yeah. So much sky, I know, right? Yeah, we just had dinner. I had eggs. I'm sure you could have guessed that. It always feels like going back to Logan is faster than coming to Salt Lake. I don't know why. It just feels that way. Still trying to decide on that whole Planet Fitness membership. I know it's like a relatively small thing to everyone, but to me it's a big decision. I don't want to waste it. It's like $45. I mean, worst case scenario, I end up making a mistake and getting it and I cancel it. It's no worse than the modems I canceled that had $40 sign-up fees, you know. I canceled 2 of my modems. I have an iPhone 16. It's pretty much brand new. It's fully paid off, and I'm not using it. I need to figure out how to sell that. Screwdriver. Oh boy. Yeah, they're not bad. I ended up ruining a Remington by giving away the cord that charges it. I feel so stupid about that. I got a $45 shaver. It went dead while I was shaving my head halfway through. I'm wearing a hat because my head is halfway shaved. I'm like, I'll find it. It'll show up. And I'm like, nope. It's one of the many plugs I got rid of. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to having just way less stuff to worry about. I mean, even clothes. It's like you get rid of all the stuff in your closet that you kind of like, but you always pick your favorite shirt over that, and it ends up not getting worn for a year. And you're like, I like it, I don't like it enough to wear it instead of this other stuff. Lost your vanity and things fall off. Yeah, I guess that's true. These can keep us warm just like those. It's a line from Jack Johnson. Wear clothes until they fall off. Makes sense. Oh, thanks for the follow. Talisman. Oh, you're lurking. I thought it was a follow. It sounded like a follow. Yeah, I'm just here. I feel like a trucker. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna cancel every streaming service I have. Right now I have Disney, Paramount, Peacock, and Premium Amazon. I'm gonna cancel all those. And that'll be Disney's like 20 something. That'll be like an extra $60 a month. I have some books I want to read, and I want to pick up my guitar a little bit better. I want to get my set list back because I have the guitar in the car with me all the time, so I can practice my set list. I want to figure out a way to put my set list in my phone instead. I found all the pages for my set list. Come on, dude, really? I'm trying to decide if I want to cancel my Copilot Throw Plus membership. It's $40 a month. I feel like I'll use it though. As long as I don't go over. thinking as a regular thing, I'm staying in a hotel like once a week. So let's say Sunday night, I stay in a hotel. Then I can do really, really big trips and end them and then like jam, totally relax in the hotel, jacuzzi and everything, and recharge all my batteries up and get ready to live out of the car for a week. And then I spend most of the time bouncing around car camping for the week. And then the next weekend I go to the trailhead, start up, and get to go there. It really depends on how much power I have that lasts me for the week. There's no way to know whether that's really going to work or not unless I do it. trying in my mind to decide if I want to live in Logan for the winter. I definitely want to in the summer. Either St. George or Logan, I don't know which one. Part of me is thinking that North Carolina might actually be better because in the winter in North Carolina there's a lot less tree cover, so Starlink could probably work better. And I have friends there and I have family there. So if I spent December, January, and February, pretty much the winter, the question is whether I would want to actually rent. When is the rental? I need to ask my AI this. What if I wanted to rent student housing that was off campus for December, January, February, March, and April and May?
That's definitely doable. A lot of places that rent to students are used to folks coming and going on a semester basis, so a 6-month stretch isn't weird. Just make sure you're looking early. December can be a tricky time because students are still in finals or sticking around for holidays. Try searching near university areas or use platforms that specialize in student sublets. Flexibility helps too. Some landlords will appreciate you covering the spring semester. Anything specific you're hoping for in a place?
Well, I mean, I want it to be relatively cheap. If I can get it under 600 because I'm just sharing a dorm with somebody else, it'd be fine.
Got it. Shared housing under 600 is pretty realistic, especially in college areas. You'll probably be looking at a room in a house or apartment shared with other students or young renters. If you're open to being flexible about exact amenities and can handle the occasional odd roommate, you should be able to find something that fits the bill. Just start hunting early.
So the question is whether it's December through May or January through whatever.
If you're looking at a lot of student-focused housing, December through May might line up better with spring semesters. Some leases run January to May, but if you start in December, you've got a little buffer to settle in before classes kick up again. Either way, landlords usually love a clear end date, so just match it to the academic calendar and you'll be golden.
December through May then.
Yep, December through May sounds like a good window. That way you've got the whole spring semester covered, and if you need to shift or extend, a lot of places might be flexible if you communicate early, plus you'll dodge the summer rush when everyone's scrambling. Sounds like a plan to me.
Where's the best place to rent a studio like that in Charlotte area?
In Charlotte, you'll have a bunch of options, but areas like University City, near UNC Charlotte, are usually a sweet spot for student-friendly housing. You could also check out Noda or Plaza Midwood if you want a more eclectic vibe, though pricing might vary there. If you stay close to the universities and popular student areas, you'll find more flexible, budget-friendly rentals that know the drill.
Yeah, I feel like those are good options. There's no options like that in South Charlotte though, right?
South Charlotte is more known for family neighborhoods and a more settled vibe, so it's not as packed with student-focused housing. You'll find nice apartments, but they're often pricier and not really aimed at short, flexible terms. If you're after that student energy and budget, sticking closer to the university hubs or uptown adjacent areas will give you a smoother ride.
There's nothing downtown next to the community college, is there?
You'll definitely find options near Central Piedmont Community College, CPCC, right in Uptown. The neighbourhoods around CPCC, like Elizabeth or First Ward, have a mix of student-friendly apartments. Plus, you're right in the heart of everything, walkable, vibrant, and with public transit. Just be prepared that downtown vibes might come with a slightly higher rent tag, but the convenience is a big win.
Yeah, Elizabeth would be awesome. I would love to live there.
Elizabeth has that great charm, tree-lined streets, local spots, and you're just a hop from uptown. If you can land a place there, I think you'll really enjoy the balance of peaceful and lively. Plus, if you're biking or walking, it's super convenient.
But getting a bike, getting a roommate is going to be tough there because under 600.
Yeah, it might be a bit of a treasure hunt at that price of Elizabeth, but don't lose heart. Roommate situations definitely pop up, especially with students or young professionals. Keep an eye on local roommate boards or housing groups. Sometimes you find a hidden gem. And hey, the bike will just make that commute even easier if you expand the search zone a little.
I'm still kind of torn though because I could just go back for December and go visit family and stuff and possibly rent an Airbnb for a while. And then I could turn around and go back to someplace that I could actually live out of the car, back to the west side of things at a higher elevation. I'm trying to decide.
You've definitely got options, and that's the beauty of it. If flexibility is on your side, you can pivot as needed. An Airbnb in December gives you that no strings attached time to regroup, hang with family, and then you can line up something longer term for spring, especially if you know you'll be heading to higher elevation later. You're in the driver's seat, literally and figuratively.
Where's the most realistic place that I could live in my car and have decent temperatures all year round in America?
Honestly, a lot of folks gravitate toward the southwest. Think Tucson, Phoenix, or even around San Diego. They're warm enough in winter and still manageable in summer. Well, as long as you've got shade and a breeze. Plus, these areas are pretty familiar with nomads, so it's easier to find places to park overnight.
What's the closest place to the Tour Divide route?
New Mexico is your ticket. Places like Albuquerque or Santa Fe aren't just decent elevation-wise, they're right near a divide route. You've got mild winters, a ton of open space, and come summer, you can easily hop onto the actual trail.
What was that town outside of Albuquerque we were talking about?
We had talked about Santa Fe. It's a bit higher up in elevation and also super close to the route. It's got that mix of history, great scenery, and a lot of outdoor access. Plus, it's just a short drive from Albuquerque, so you'd have easy access to anything you need.
But next to Albuquerque, there's like Cottonwood or something.
You're probably thinking of Cottonwood Heights, but that's up in Utah near Salt Lake City. If you meant something in New Mexico, maybe Corrales or Los Lunas. Both are close to Albuquerque. A bit more suburban, but still in striking distance.
Albuquerque's connected by a trail to a town that's outside about 45 minutes, I think.
Gotcha. You're probably thinking of Bernalillo or maybe Placitas. Bernalillo is just a bit north of Albuquerque, and it's connected via highways and scenic routes. It's got that small town feel, but still close enough to the biggest city amenities, and definitely within reach of the landscape you're aiming for.
Isn't there one like that outside of Santa Fe as well?
Absolutely. Just outside Santa Fe, you've got El Dorado, Santa Fe. It's about 20 minutes southeast, and it's kind of a spread out community in the high desert. You've got space, a quieter vibe, and you're still close to the mountains. Perfect if you're planning to bounce between nature and the divide route.
I think there's already some areas down there that have bikepacking communities in them.
You're right on the money. The whole northern New Mexico area, Santa Fe, Taos, even Albuquerque, has a growing bikepacking and adventure cycling scene. Lots of open roads, trails, and people stoked about bikepacking.
But isn't Santa Fe kind of expensive?
Yeah, Santa Fe can get a bit pricey, especially right in town, but if you slide just outside, like in El Dorado or other nearby areas, you can often find more reasonable spots. Plus the trade-off is you're basically living in a postcard with all that gorgeous landscape.
If you had to pick between Albuquerque and Santa Fe, which one would you pick?
That's a tough one. Albuquerque's got that big city convenience, more affordable, more day-to-day options, and still easy access to the trail. Santa Fe, though, has that charm, culture, and higher elevation. If I had to pick, I'd probably go with Santa Fe for that unique vibe and scenery, but Albuquerque's got the political it. Depends if you want more adventure or more practicality.
Where am I gonna get a shower up there, though?
Well, you've got your trusty Planet Fitness hack, right? There's one in Santa Fe and in Albuquerque. So whether you end up in one or the other, your shower game stays strong. Or, hot springs nearby could be a very scenic alternative.
What are the regular low temperatures during the winter in Santa Fe?
In Santa Fe, winter lows can get pretty chilly. In December and January, average nighttime temperatures are around 19 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and by February they rise slightly to about 23 degrees. So if you're staying there in winter, you'll definitely feel those crisp desert nights.
Yeah, I'm looking for someplace in the United States that has mild temps that barely go below freezing.
In that case, I'd say look toward coastal California. Think places like San Diego or even the Central Coast, San Luis Obispo maybe. Those spots rarely dip below freezing, and you get those mild temperate winters. Plus, you're still in a prime area for outdoor adventures, and let's be honest, pretty dreamy sunsets.
Yeah, I think you could probably live out of the car pretty easily outside of San Diego.
You totally could. San Diego's got mild weather pretty much year-round, and there are plenty of spots on the outskirts where stealth camping or van life is kind of part of the culture. Just keep an eye on local regulations, but with those breezy temps and coastal vibes, it's definitely one of the easiest places to pull it off.
There's got to be a ton of car campers who live there during the winter.
Oh, absolutely. San Diego is a known winter magnet for van lifers, nomads, and car campers. The weather's too good to pass up. You'll find plenty of like-minded folks who head there to avoid the cold. And with the beach nearby, it's not a bad way to wait out the winter.
It's just a horrible way to train because it's, so low elevation, but whatever.
Yeah, that's the trade-off. You get dreamy weather, but it's no high-altitude training ground. Still, you could always do your base miles there and then head for the hills later. At least you'd be well-rested and sun-kissed, and that counts for something, right?
I figure I'd probably end up training more because it was less cold. One bike allowed. Oh my god, look, they have like a pagan rock ring. I am just discovering Logan for the first time. Look at all the dandelions, you guys. And we'll come back later. We're gonna move and not leaving my car there. Not leaving my car there. You guys here? You guys here, yeah? Say something so I can hear you.
The homeless in SoCal are...
We are the knights who say, you must bring us another strawberry. We are no longer the knights who say nay. We are now the knights who say icky, 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 icky. Bing.
Hey, Jimmy. I don't have room in here. I wish I did, my dude. You're gonna be okay now? Yeah? All right. So great to see you, dude. You're badass. You're riding that thing like a skateboard. Great job. Good job, Jimmy. Take care, man. I want a free water. Swimming pool's closed. No swimming pool? 8 to 10 p.m. It's not 10 p.m. yet. Why is the swimming pool closed? I mean, all the reasons to come here are gone. There's no swimming pool. We can't use it. Hey, there was a Taco Bell ad. Did you hear it? The Taco Bell ad. It just played. Oh my god, the swimming pool is totally trash.
Afraid people used to have like the parks used to be like actually dangerous. Like if you fell you'd break your bones.
Like once upon a time.
Remember when we went back to the park back in next to my school?
Oh, right.
And it took off all the fun stuff.
It did. It took all the fun stuff out.
They took off the thing everyone got hurt on, but it was the best part.
I know.
You could, like, swing on,
you can't have fun without the fear of bodily harm.
Right. Like you would hold on to this.
If you build it, they will come. They built it, and now I'm coming. It was like 10 or 11. It was like, I was so young. Holy shit. Holy shit. I would walk down here when I was like 10 or 11 years old, and I would buy root beer barrels on a July afternoon. I'm not even kidding. I spent entire Saturdays here pumping quarters into Gauntlet and Asteroids or whatever game they had. I cannot believe it isn't fed. This is the stupidest thing ever. How many engineers does it take to figure out how to put the key in the hole? There we go. Finally.
Containers to the
I don't have
rescue
any
for your
hair, so I got to
learning
play around with
pleasure,
different
right? You can go
configurations.
do whatever. So the number one way that I'm going to do this.
can't see
is
my
we're gonna
dimples.
Create a persistent container, which is kind of breaking.
Wow. Another great sunset on the shores of Lake Norman. Lake Norman, Mooresville, USA. That's where we are. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to find it here. Variable expansion shell parameters. Oh, what's the name for it? I should probably have the name memorized if I don't. Yeah, it really is. I got to fix that.
Help me with my plumbing.
My panomies. Oh my god, look at this. What the hell? It's like, this used to be a... What is this about? Bye. Love you. Oh my god, that's so gorgeous.
93, 94, 95, 96, 97. That went through. It's not a minimal one. Look at that. 98, 99. Can we make it? Can we make it a solid 100? Are you kidding me? I had exactly 99, 90, 100. Oh my God, is it like an even 100? What do you know about that? How I would survive, you know. I got stuck in my...
I didn't understand that.
I'm not talking to you, Bixby. Thank you, though.
I didn't understand that.
Bixby. Anyway. Climate change is real. Absolutely. Bixby's kind of not the sharpest tool in the shed. I mean,
I didn't understand that.
I'm sorry, Bixby. I wasn't talking to you. Thank you.
I didn't understand that.
We know you didn't understand. You got a whole bunch of lines. All right. And you don't want to run them or anything. You're like, I want to transform these lines. I want to use a map, you know, map filter reduce, as in map filter reduce. I want to use a map on this. I want to transform all of these lines, right? Now, there's a lot of things you can do. There's a bunch of commands built into ed and vi that you can do. So if I want to make all the A's in uppercase, how do I do it? A little bit of a quiz. Yeah, there's no other there's nobody sweeping. There's nobody sweeping. We're like literally the farthest person.
Bellum 128 said lol.
She's like, can I go back in the car now, Dad? Look at her. She's going to jump up there. Really? Are you ready to go home now? Oh my God. This dog. This is not an adventure dog. Totally follow with Nita follows, and I did not have anything to do with this. I didn't do this. Oh shit. What do I do here? Do I report this? Oh my God. Someone clip it. All right. I'm going to clip this. I have nothing to do with this. I have no idea what's going on. Includes toolsmithing and command line toolsmithing and API development. And our API, I'm making very good money right now doing a machine learning job submission API in Go. So Go pairs really well with every other job. Every other job. Whether you want... Why are you waiting on the... I'm back. My camera disconnected for some reason. I don't know why. Loose cable. Blame it on loose cable.
Just watched my parents on the interview. I know, right? It was like I think they went over. I think they took, they said it was going to be a 5-minute interview. I think they probably went over 5 minutes. Kira was so nice. I wish you could have heard what she said to make my mom and dad settle down. They were so nervous. I wish you could have heard how nice she was to them before they even aired it. Yeah. The live YouTube buffer, yep. Yep. Oh, thanks. I'll stash it. Oh my god, yeah, he totally has his hair. Are you kidding me? I'm bald because of my mom. He doesn't have his teeth. You kidding me? He's missing all his front teeth too. He knocked his front teeth out in a bike accident when he was 5 years old. He has a bridge, just like me. Except for he didn't knock his bridge out like I did. That's my sister Amy. And then my sister Pam, who's with us at dinner tonight, and my sister Lori wrote in that article. She sent it in to them. And the producer Olivia and her assistant Isabella, they were so nice to me. I know, I'm in the video with my little camera on the side. I know. I kind of like that I got a little tiny showing. I didn't really want to. If you listen hard in the background, you can hear me like laughing and clapping and stuff when they're talking. Because I was sitting right next to my mom. I was off the screen on the side couch, perpendicular to where my mom was. I was sitting right there. And we got a ladder, we got a step ladder. This is Dad's idea, the engineer. We had a step ladder and put the computer on the step ladder so that they were kind of looking up. Did you see how they were both wearing my Mic Minis that I'm using right now? They were using the same gear that I'm wearing right now. And they were so nice afterward. They're like, thank you, Rob, for putting this together, blah, blah, blah. Doing the tech and everything. They're just so friendly and so nice. They kept saying over and over again, like after the thing, they're like, our whole control room is like listening to you right now. We're all like focused on. It's so funny. Why did 18? Yeah, it's so funny. I was talking to Olivia, the producer, and she's like, I was like, would it be okay if I just do a Mic Mini with the Pocket 3? And she goes, oh my God, yes. She goes, usually we have people, if you watch some of the other ABC Live things, you can see they regularly do these humanitarian kind of stories. And they, yeah, so there's some other ones too. There's like kids at the kitchen table and stuff like that. Mushroom sauce! 20 Raiders from mushroom sauce. Wish I could give you a better view right now, but things are a little bit janky right now. We're coming into the Salt Lake Valley. I mean, did I say Salt Lake Valley? What am I talking about? Cache Valley, here we come. Cache Valley, Logan, Utah. Yeah, we were just talking about my mom and dad. Here, put the link again so Mushroom Sausage Raiders could go watch my parents. Mark, can you post the link again for Mushroom Sausage Raiders? We were just talking about, I helped my mom and dad be on ABC Live national news with Kira Phillips. And so I'm coming back from that trip. I took all my gear and everything so they could be on the production. But yeah, they were in it. And yeah, you can see me in a little corner there in one of the shots with my camera. They spelled last name wrong. Nobody ever gets it right. Yeah. They said it right though. Kira was really good about that, about making sure to say it right. Jordan Tracy was really nice too. The anchor from Salt Lake. Jordan Tracy, he was really, really good. It was a really good piece that he did. All of his references and everything. It was really nice. To Millstone, I know, right? So they pushed us back a day. I've been car camping. I've been car camping for 3 days. Because I went there to be, there. And then I drove all the way back to Logan. And then they called me the next day and they said, they're going to do a national one now. Can you come back? I went, oh, okay. Gordon, and the same eyes. Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of similarities. My dad's the adventurer too. He's a big old adventurer. He's so jealous. He wants to go on this mountain bike trip with me so bad. They have e-bikes. We've been toying with the idea of taking him. So this in a week, for those who don't know, I'm going to do a Southern Utah bike trip, and I'm going to stream it on Starlink. And we're going to test a bunch of stuff. It wasn't the Milkman. No, not with my mom. You kidding me? Nope. Nope. We are home sweet home. Thank you for the raid, Mushroom. I am wiped out. I've had a lot going on at work too at the same time, so it's been pretty tough. Hey Misty, how you doing? Thank you for the comment. Be a cavity. Yeah, I know, right? My mom was like, I'm afraid they're going to think that it was all easy. I'm so glad that there's 2 comments near the end of the interview when Kira says, so how did you do it? What's your secret? And my dad says something about lovable and adaptable, like being able to adapt. And then my mom says, you have to fall in love all over again all the time. And if you knew what they went through, which I will not share because it's not important, they have shared almost every possible drama that you can possibly imagine, short of domestic violence. There's never been any domestic violence. But I'm telling you, like every other thing, and I don't want to get into it, but the fact that they were still able to come through all that is just absolutely amazing to me. It's just absolutely amazing to everybody. And, they went through Maldon and Fire Cells together. Yeah. Yeah, they did. I know, where's Seabear? Like, my parents are like... My dad's so funny. My dad, we were at dinner and my sister was telling him, like, oh, somebody just said how cute you guys were. And he goes, I don't want to be cute. I don't want to be cute. It's like it was 10 minutes long. They went an entire 10 minutes. Holy cow, it was 10 full minutes long. They were only supposed to be on for 5 minutes. That's interesting. That means they bumped something else. They were really, really, really into it though. And let's be real. It was good. It was good television. It was really, really good TV. So I don't think the producers had any problem saying, yeah, let's let this go, because it's just such good TV. You know, and everybody from the control room, the producers, and Kira herself, you can tell the way Kira is talking to my parents that she herself is sincerely, that's her job, right? But I swear to God, you can tell that she is sincerely interested in, you know, my parents' story and figuring it out and laughing off the fact that it was Taco Bell and stuff. Because there are so many young people that were probably even involved in producing this whole thing that are like, hey, you know, Rod kept butting in with his tech. Yes, I did. Almost over when I sent that, but yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, that's 11 minutes long. Damn, 11 minutes of national television. Think about. I mean, just for fun, just think about what that would be worth. 11 minutes of national exposure on national television. I'm so glad that they got to get their whole message in, though. That whole you have to rediscover, you have to fall in love all over again. Because, you know, people like me, I was talking to my mom and dad afterwards about this. I was trying to imagine every possible situation of person who would be watching their interview and what they would think, you know, just, I don't know, just cause. And I was thinking about people like me who are watching it, who have gone through multiple divorces, who can't seem to make it stick, who can't make it work. And then when my mom said, she goes, you have to fall in love with each other over and over again. It's not just that you fall in love once and it goes forever. You have to constantly, and they even said this, he goes, you're different people. You're a different person over the course of your life. You have to fall in love with the next person all over again. And my mom said the most important thing that I ever heard her say, it takes two. It takes two people. It can't be one person that's really, really committed or you know, anything. It's got to be, and both of you are going to screw up. Both of you are going to royally screw up, and you're going to change, and both of you have to be willing to let that other person change and move forward. And I mean, I've given up hope. I really don't. It's not that I am cynical. I'm not looking for that. I just am not. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, great. But they, you know, they've had it. They also were raised in a completely different time. And my mom straight up said it. She goes, we would not have made it without Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ. And she said it just like that. And I got to tell you, I cringed when she said it. But that is so true for her. That is so true for her, because every time she wanted to throw in the towel, she was inspired, and to use her words, she felt the Spirit prompt her and make her feel warm and make her stay with him and forgive him or get over whatever it was or find a way to get past her own stuff, you know? It was always like that. It was always like that. Hey, thanks for the follow, Mino. So, you know, but, you know, so it did take belief in a higher power for my mom and dad to make it. I don't think that's necessary for every single marriage, obviously. And I don't believe in Jesus and Heavenly Father the way they do. I do believe in God, but I don't believe that. It doesn't matter. What matters is that belief in something greater than themselves is what powered them through the hard times. That's what did it. That's what did it. If they didn't have that, they might not have made it. You know? So, anyway. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Rob. Artifacts Rob, and I am home here in the wonderful Cache Valley, which you know, the more I leave Logan, the more I love it. Every time I leave Logan, I complain about it when I'm here sometimes, but then I leave it, and I'm like, oh, get me back to Logan. I love it here so much. Not to mention the jacuzzi. I'm going straight to the jacuzzi, everybody. Am I gonna take the camera? Maybe. That's how I am with every place. I'm gonna go back to North Carolina, and I'm gonna be like, oh, North Carolina. I love everywhere. Tucson. How long did I live in Tucson? And now I'm thinking about going back to Tucson. I have really, really bad chapped lips right now. I do not know why, I just do. Mooresville, yes, I love Mooresville. I want to go back to Mooresville. I love, love, love Mooresville. Mooresville is gorgeous and beautiful and awesome. It got mountain biking and all that jazz. And all that jazz. All right, my friends, hell, I don't got nothing to do. It's Friday. I took a half day off. I told my manager, people, I want you to know, hey, no good, Nick, what's up? Why not 3, son? I don't know what that means. Why not 2, son? Oh, I get it. Oh, man, you got my dad's dad joke gene. Yep. Making the world's corniest jokes. You know what I'm really seriously thinking of doing? Sleeping in my car and car camping. You know what? I'm gonna car camp tonight. So there's no rule against me sleeping in my car in my own fucking parking lot. I swear, I'm sorry. You know how good I was at not swearing all weekend? I went through the whole weekend without swearing. I'm getting better at it. Yeah. You know what I want to do right now? I want to go straight to the jacuzzi. I'm going to pretend like I don't even have an apartment. So there. I'm going to pretend I don't have one. You can't make me. Dude, I am going to sleep right next to this U-Haul. Like, why is he parked so far away? Mark, you kind of do. No. Dude, I slept at that construction site last night. It was glorious. Can I just say? It was absolutely glorious. Oh, you know what? I could park in a way so that I can see the sunset from my hood. Station wagon for the right? Subaru Outback, because I can lay down all the way full size. I cannot wait to give y'all a tour of my Subaru. The current setup of my Subaru is really awesome. I am not going to give you a tour until it's done. When it's done, then I will give you a tour. Ooh, can I sleep over here? Please let there be a spot right there. Please, please, please let there be a spot. Nope, it's too tight. God, if it wasn't too tight right there, I could sleep right here and watch the sunset. Yeah, because it's going to be awesome. Yeah. I don't want to hit anybody. I don't think people have parking stalls here. I think these are like anybody can park here sorts of situations. I'm going to pick a parking stall so I can look at the sunset. Yep. Hell, in the morning I could go drive someplace else and I could look at the sunrise. Special pad back there. Yeah, I have an assigned seat, so to speak. Assigned space, but these spaces are kind of open. Anybody can go here. How are we doing on power? Okay, so Starlink, how are you doing, buddy? 8%. Okay, you can recharge. You can take a break, buddy. You did a good job. Thank you, Starlink. Turn this off. How are we on power? I think I probably have just enough to go to the jacuzzi with y'all. I don't know. Let me check. Oh, I'm down to 10%. Yeah. So I'm gonna end it. We're gonna go to the jacuzzi, and it's probably gonna just die. So be prepared for that. I'm serious. I'm walking straight to the jacuzzi. I like the whole pretending that I don't have a home when I actually do. Seriously, the more time I spend, I'm not even kidding. The more time I spend in my car, the less time I want to spend in my apartment. It's very visceral, very real. Those of you who may not know, I am going nomad. I was talking about this earlier. We went to REI to go look for it. I found a Real Ninja, what's up? We've been forsaken. Yeah, mushroom sauce raided. Real Ninja, wait. It's called a raid. It's when they send you someplace else. I raid mushroom sauce all the time. He's such a good dude. He's such a good dude. Very good dude. You guys want to go to jacuzzi with me? Probably change the topic to, hey, let's Rob. Everyone would say the opposite thing in winter. I am not sure of anything, as you know. I'm never sure of anything. Actually, no. I'm sure of everything until I'm not sure of it. Yep. This is the thing. Let's put it this way. I am highly confident in my opinions as I form them because I usually put a lot of effort into them. The whole international travel thing was one of the biggest mistakes that I made. I don't have the money to fly around all over Europe and everything. I don't. Not with gas prices. They're going up. They're going up for airline flights. Do you know how much a round trip in December is to North Carolina? I'll give you one guess. How much is a round trip airline trip in December? Are there beverages? There could be. Do you want coffee? I kind of want more coffee. I've been drinking so much coffee. No, 630. That's what I saw. That was the quote I saw. I saw 630 bucks. God, it's nice and cool up here. See, I knew I liked Logan during the summer. Logan is great in the summer. Logan is really great in the summer. Not so great in the winter unless you're a snow person. Which I kind of am, but I don't know. I don't have to make any decisions. I don't. So there. So there. I'm gonna go have coffee, and I'm gonna steal one of their coffee cups, and I'm gonna go get all wet. Because we only have 10% battery. The guys are gonna suddenly die. It's gonna dump you to clips. I'm just warning. Oh wait, there was like a pool party today. They had a big ass pool party today. Yeah. I was not here for that. My parents were on the news. I can't wait to tell everybody in my apartment that I talked to. Hey, my parents were on the news. My sister Amy is virtually yelling it. Adri, wake up. There may be man boobs. Adrian! I watched this whole thing on Salon. It was really good. Oh look, they have all their coffees filled in because I haven't been here to steal them all. My lips hurt so bad. My lips are so cracked. I really cracked my lips. God, I love this clubhouse though. It feels like I live in ultimate luxury. This clubhouse is brand new. Brand new. It's only a year old. And here I am. Where did everybody go? There's nobody. They must all be tired because it was all sunny today. Everybody left. They're all eating food and stuff. It haven't gotten dark enough for the young people to come like make out in the jacuzzi. Because they do. You know they do. Wait, what? I'm glad I get a travel credit card. Yeah, what did I buy? It was something expensive. It was really expensive. I just bought something. This is my third cup of coffee today. I am gonna pass out. Really, I keep thinking today is Sunday though. I keep thinking tomorrow's Monday. I'm gonna have to go back to work. You know, that's what happens when you live out of your car. It feels like you're on vacation all the time. It really does. I went there on Thursday, you know, and I worked. Dad, I got so much done today, you guys. I'm not even lying. This morning, I got so much work done looking at the sun come up from my passenger seat, your passenger seat in my Subaru, and I was just sitting back there, you know, typing away, listening to this stuff. Dude, I swear to God, I get more work done from that car than I have ever gotten done from my apartment. Because it's so comfortable. The position, the place to sit, the armrest, everything. And plus, it's like total silent, and I can go someplace that's like really isolated. I get a ton of work done. I am not even joking. All right, what do you guys want to look at? We don't have any orange yet. You only got 10% battery and you're going to die, so I don't know how long that is. We're going to find out. Boy, everybody just vacated. The place is empty. So proud of my parents. For so many reasons. It's like all their family's been calling them and stuff. We saw you. My sister saw had friends from Texas tell her they saw her on the television, which had been that meant that an affiliate picked it up, and then it got picked up by the national affiliate. Oh, that's very hot. Which is, of course, I know I'm drinking coffee at 9 o'clock. So I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna clean. I'm not gonna stream it unless you guys want me to. Should I stream it so we can talk? It's Friday night, right? I don't know. Do you guys want me to stream it? Should I stream me cleaning again and going through my stuff? Like, when Olivia and Kira were like looking at my stuff, I was so self-conscious. I was like, oh no. They're gonna look at my stuff. They're gonna look at my stuff and they're gonna think I'm a spaz. Like, these like national news professionals are looking at my little pathetic live stream. You know what I mean? I was like, do I really want them to see this? You know, you watch. Are you guys janky? Is it fine? It looks fine. I mean, it is Friday night, so yeah, I was feeling all alone earlier today, or earlier in the week. I was like 5 people watching my stream. I was like, huh. And then I remembered when I used to think 5 people was awesome. I would I would go to Doris and I'd go, Doris, I had 5 whole people for my whole stream. My community is growing. They're growing, Doris. I don't know. Hey, Doris, if you watch this, hi. Happy anniversary / divorce. I know. My life has been like the opposite of like, hey, look at this guy that didn't make it through one marriage. Nor the other one. Can't make it even the second marriage. Meanwhile, my parents are knocking out 60 years. Wait, the lights are not on yet. Is it? Are they based on a timer? They must be. Oh, I don't have to take those off. How about that? How about that? Okay, I have a tip for you. The tip is, do not wear sandals that you have to strap into in your car. It's annoying because you have to like strap in and strap out, strap in and strap out, strap in and out. And you're going in and out all the time. Also, another tip: See this little key fob right here? These adventure pants have a special pocket, like right in the front, that never is sideways. And when you live in your car, you need to have that key fob like attached to you. If I could cybernetically like inject it into my arm, I would. Because you're constantly up and out and up and out, and you always have to have the key fob with you, right? So I have these pants that have like a pocket like right in the front just for the key. I put my key only in there. I lock it down in there. In fact, I've thought about even like closing it up a little bit better, because you're in and out of that car constantly. And if you have to like go fumbling around and find your key every time, it's really bad news. So that's what you do there. Yeah. I actually bought, you're gonna laugh, but I bought an identical pair of these same pants for 20 bucks. It just goes to show you that sometimes the most expensive clothes are not the best. I swear to God. Sometimes the most expensive clothes are not the best. I also bought a $400 rain jacket. So, you know, sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. I really don't want to take my shirt off in front of you. I'm self-conscious. I'm self-conscious because you guys are going to be like, this whole guy's on national television bearing his man boobs. But I don't care. I do care. That's the problem. I tell myself I don't care, but I actually do. And I already told you I didn't like finish the shaving job on my head. I'm taking these off though. I'm taking these off because they're annoying. I don't, you know what? The only time you need sandals that are waterproof is when you're crossing rivers and stuff. I've been thinking about that a lot. It's like, if I'm going to do Tour Divide, I think I'm going to do it with, you're going to with sandals on. Yeah. Because I went through and I watched all the sections, including Coco Climbs, which is like, that's the part, oh my God, it feels so good. That's the part where they're like hiking a bike up in the rocks and everything. And it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I think I can pull, if I didn't do it at race pace, I think I'll be fine. This water is not hot at all. It's lukewarm at best. What was going on? Was it cold up here today or something? I should turn on your thing. I'll put you guys like that. Oh, you're on ads. Anyway, I only have 10% battery left, and you guys are going to take off on me. So, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for hanging out. How about this one? I'll go sit in this one. Like one of these days, I'll end up learning what I'm doing. Ouch! It's seriously, this is like warm water. Why put your head? Why not head underwater? Here, does that make my arm look bigger when I do that? How's that? How's that, huh? How's them guns? My guns are going away, man. I actually had the beginning of guns before, and then sarcopenia hit. Again. Damn sarcopenia. This is why I should probably get a Planet Fitness membership now. And every time I go into the Planet Fitness, just so that they don't think that I'm just going there to take a shower, which is totally my right, I should lift a little bit. Yeah, and then I go into the back end room, do whatever. So. Tucson has 2 of them, by the way. Tucson has 2 Planet Fitnesses. I love Tucson. I remember being in Washington and I was just tired of the rain. It was rainy and gray all the time. I was like, I want to be someplace where it is sunny all the time. It's like sunny and wonderful, and Tucson was really hip back then. I don't know if you guys remember, but there were a bunch of sitcoms in like, what was it, 2000 and God, when was it? I want to say it was 2000. 2003, 2004, 6, something like that. Tucson was really, really hip. Sarcopenia. Right, 30. Yep. You gotta like counter that sarcopenia. It just breaks your muscles down almost instantly. The worst thing is my legs. My legs, you know, it just goes away. And you know, like farmers who get sarcopenia, they just like turn into skeletons. They look like they have anorexia or something because they're also burning all their fat on their body. But these poor older people who also have fat on them, they're really in trouble because they don't have the muscle mass to support them and to walk and everything. On top of that, they also have, you know, other things. So, but so I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I've been thinking about having like an actual conversation about how to stay healthy in old age, how to have a quality old age, and have that maybe make that a part of the stream. I mean, it's quite the pivot from tech, right? Did you guys see the person who commented about my tech stuff earlier? You're probably not here right now. I'm so itchy. I'm going under. I'm going under. I have to. Their comment was, are you really sure about pivoting away from tech? It doesn't look like the bike thing is working for you. I mean, something to that effect. And I was like, I didn't know what to say to that. Does this look like it's working for me? Because it is, I promise. Really depends on how you define working for you. My beard is at that horrible length where it looks good, but it like stabs you. Like super itchy. Dude, this water is like barely pool temperature. I think it's because it's cold up here. It's actually cold outside. Is this Rob's shower? This is my shower. Right here, yeah. Do you like it? Okay, so, guys, knife beard, yeah. Where is Adri? I think if I got one really good hotel stay with a really awesome jacuzzi per week or every 2 weeks, I think I would be fine. As long as I had regular daily Planet Fitness stuff. Dude, if they said it doesn't go below 40 degrees in the summer in Tucson. I mean, in the winter. So I think that's the place. I think I'm going to go back to Tucson. I have no family in Tucson at all. I have friends there. I have lots of friends there that are Mormon. God, I wonder if my old Vietnam vet friend is still there. I met so many people in Tucson. You know what I should do? I should go down there and go to a Mormon church. I should go find my ward that I used to go to. That would be really interesting. I bet you the rest of those families still live there. I bet you they're still there. I could actually go down there and make a bunch of friends with the Mormons again. The funny thing is about that is I would totally go hang out with those Mormons, even because they were cool. They were fun people. They were not just Mormon, you know. I would go hang out with them. I'd say, hey man, I want to go do this and that. And like, are you in the church now? And it's like, because especially down there, they don't care. They don't care if you're a church member or not. I would just socialize with them. You know, there were people. I remember when I was in the Mormon church, there were people who would come and hang out at our socials and stuff who were friends of people who were Mormons, and they were never Mormons. They were never ever planning on becoming Mormon. They just had friends who were Mormon. And I sometimes wonder if it would be acceptable to do that. One thing about the Mormons is they generally will take you in and be friends with you no matter what. As long as, you know, you play by the rules. You gotta, you know, you can't come to a social stoned or something. That's not gonna fly. But if you like generally behave, you know why? Because my things keep coming up. My pockets keep coming up. Because it qualifies as fellowshipping. Yeah, it makes it really easy for them because all they have to do is be nice to you. They don't have to go out of their they don't have to go out of their way to go fellowship you or go, you know, make contact with you or something like that. They just, you know, they just have to let you in and, you know, have some of their, I don't know, root beer floats or something and play volleyball. And so, you know, you can kind of break into, and if they drink tea or coffee to social, they don't drink tea or coffee to socials. They don't. But most of the Mormons will not judge you for doing that. The good ones anyway. So the point I'm trying to make is like when I first got divorced, I went to like 7 different churches. I didn't believe specifically in what they believed, but people would ask me what my church was and what my religion was, and I'd always tell them I was like, based on my parents, they taught me to love everybody, no matter what. And I know I failed. I've been mean. I've been angry, but it's been really fun hanging with my parents, remembering kind of who I really am, who I always have been, who they taught me to be. And a big piece of that was to believe in a higher power, whether it's Jesus or not, but more importantly, to be a good person, to be good to people, just in general, no matter who they are. And my dad in particular, I mean, my dad and mom are both really good at it, but my dad is super social. I mean, too much so sometimes. He's kind of a Santa Claus kind of character at heart. But you know, they were always really outgoing. So, you know, people would ask me, and they've always been taking care of people no matter what. So one of my favorite things is when we would ding dong dash, what is that? You know, ding dong dick. You go click on the doorbell and run away. But we would like leave some present or something. And my mom was really good at helping us do that. The point is that stuff never required anybody to be Mormon. It was just good stuff. So when people would ask me later after I was divorced, the first time I was like, well, what's your church? What church you go to? I'd say I go to whatever church is doing the best work. And I would go to this mega church that had rock. I didn't like their rock concert Jesus stuff, but I sometimes would go to the socials, and I would go there and I would hang out with them, and then they would have, you know, they'd have a like a food drive, and I would do that, and then I would go to the Warsaw Christian Mission, and we would help organize Bridges Out of Poverty to help a couple families like break out of poverty, break the cycle of poverty and stuff. And then I would go to the Universal Unitarians, you know, and we would be singing. I'd be sitting next to a gay couple in their 60s holding hands. And we'd be singing The Spirit of God Like a Fire is Burning, which I used to sing in the Mormon church. And, you know, it was this like absolutely wonderful gay choir directors asking me, hey, do you do tenor? Do you sing tenor? And I'm like, yeah, actually I do. I can do tenor. And it was just really great, you know. And then the point is that you don't have to hate on churches just because you don't believe in what they believe in. And most of the people who go to church don't think that the pogroms of the 9th century were a good idea. They don't even know about them. You know, they just want to do good. They want a sense of community. They want to be with other people. And yeah, they're going to preach at you, and they're going to be really bold, and they're going to be in your face and like, see, I told you this is, you know, God calling me to tell you this or that. And yeah, I kind of, you know, when I'm with those kind of people, I just kind of have to nod. Like, yeah, I know that you believe that, and I'm happy that, you know, that makes you happy, but, you know, just don't fly any planes into any Twin Towers anytime soon, please. Anytime a religious person starts getting really, really confident in their voice to the world, I always fear that, because it's that blind confidence in what they perceive to be the voice of God that causes people to genocide entire races because they think God told them to. So I'm like, oh, just use caution here, people. Some kids were what? Some kids were doing that to your door the other day. You're watching them on the camera the whole time. You're like totally like just spying on them. Ugh. I really wish this water was warm. It's not warm. It's barely pool water. Barely. I was hoping for like a scorching hot, like wake me up kind of situation. But no. Yeah. So anyway, are you guys gone yet? I hope you're not. It'll tell me when you go. It'll go to clips. I don't know how much time we have left. This is super fun. I am gonna try to sleep out tonight though, in the car. I do like a good shower though. Can I just say, I don't want to do the car thing if I can't have a decent shower at least every 2 days. I just don't. It's just I can't deal with it. The summer is super easy. The summertime is going to be easy. The hard time is going to be winter and fall. And I think the easiest way to do that is to go someplace where it's not cold. I was going to stay in North Carolina for December, January, and March, but I don't think so. If I did that, I would have to get an apartment, which might be fun. It might be fun. It might be fun to have kind of like, you know, like different seasons to different things. Like during the cold months, get that apartment, you know, and really settle down and, you know, I don't know, do indoor things like, you know, do music or write or something. And then I don't know, but see, I always worry about how you would stay healthy during that time. And yeah. I mean, there's that indoor gym too, the indoor climbing gym in Mooresville. It just really depends. I don't know what I want to do in the summer. I mean, in the winter. If I want to train all year round, if I want to be able to ride my bike outside, then you have to go someplace like Tucson. That's just like, it's just the only place you can go for that. What's the average high temperature in December and January in Tucson?
In Tucson, the average high temperature is about 65.5 degrees Fahrenheit in December and around 66.5 degrees in January. In Celsius, that's roughly 18.6 in December and 19.2 in January.
That is like perfect training weather year round. It's why people go to Tucson training camps for the baseball teams. The baseball teams go to Tucson to train because it's like perfect weather all year. It's really hard not to do that, not to want to do that, you know? Southeast Florida, like Fort Lauderdale's warming me around too. Yeah, I thought about that. I thought about Florida too. Florida would be a new place. Fort Lauderdale is apparently one of the fastest growing places there is. We were joking. I was joking. I keep coming across these 50 and older active single adult communities, and I'm like, I don't know. I wonder if they have like month to month sort of thing. You know what I mean? It's like I think I would like it, but I don't know if I would like it, right? I will say this: I would have a much better chance of getting laid. I'm sorry that was inappropriate, but it's true. If 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 I were like fresh meat at 58 at one of these like active single adult like active senior citizen single adult places, so I'm not gonna lie. I am a little bit intrigued by this. So like the incidence of chlamydia among senior citizens in Florida is like skyrocketing because all these boomers are getting busy in Florida. I know that's inappropriate, but it's like it does have me super curious. Not so much because of what I said, but because I mean it's an experience. I'm literally going to go into one. I'm not going to take the camera. I'm going to go into one. I'm going to talk to the front desk, and I'm going to say, "What options do you have for me? Because I do not stand still. Do you rent month to month? Do you I travel?" And then they say, "Oh yeah, we're totally used to seniors who are moving around all the time. We know exactly what you want." And they'll have it because they have communities. They have all of this stuff, right? They have all this. They have jacuzzis. They have swimming pools. They have all of that, and then they have like a single room for you. And then you have to like, I don't know, fend off passes from 80-year-olds. Okay, hey there, young'un. I don't want to make fun of it. I want to see what it's like. Tucson is one of those places. Phoenix, oh my God. Phoenix has got one of the biggest retirement populations ever. It's got a huge retirement population. So I'm like mildly intrigued by that entire thing. It's like, what would it be like, So, I don't know. We don't have to make any decisions. I guess that's the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? If I get tired of, yeah, I can make any decision. One thing I don't want to do is sign a 6-month lease. Could you just stop me if I go to sign a lease for more than a month? I want you to stop me and I want you to say, "Rob, remember that time when you told us to tell you not to sign a 6-month lease?" Because this got me stuck. I'm all stuck here now. I signed a year lease. I thought Logan was going to be paradise. It was going to be the end all. It was going to relieve all of our suffering and everything. And it was. This is absolutely awesome. But here I am stuck here now. I can't get out of it. And I'm not even, the people I came here for aren't even here anymore. They're all happy, living their life and everything. And I'm stuck. So I'm actually really looking forward to the bike trip. I kind of want to do it tomorrow. It's cold this weekend though. I'm not sure this is the weekend to test my sleeping gear, like outside, because it's been really thunderstormy. What is the forecast? Anybody know what the forecast is tomorrow night? Tell you what, I'll sleep in the car tonight. Windows open, and then we'll see what it turns. How cold it gets. Tomorrow I'll try my kid out. I'm pretty sure that I could do the whole thing, the whole Tucson thing. I do. I think I could do the Tucson thing in winter. I know that I can make it through 40-degree nights. I know that for sure. I absolutely love Tucson. It's a chance of rain. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out a safe way to test my sleep gear that doesn't involve me going, all the way up in the mountains. Like what I need to do is I need to stealth camp. I need to do a night of stealth camping locally where I could bail, like possibly over in Firefly Park, like next door. I just don't want to get the cops called on me for being a derelict homeless dude. That's seriously the best way for me to test. Well, you know what I could do? I could pay for one night at the RV park. Or maybe even a week. The RV park over here. I could go to the RV park that's kind of near here. And then I could just sleep outside. And if I needed to go into the car, I could go into the car. I don't trust my sleep kit yet because I haven't tested it. And normally if I had an apartment with a patio or something, which I guess I could do that. There's nothing that says I can't sleep on my patio. What if I just did that? That would scare the hell out of my neighbors. They'd be like, what are you doing? Oh, that's that weird old guy again. I'm just gonna sleep on my patio. They'd be like, wait, what? Okay, the first thing I need to do is sleep on the floor of my apartment without a carpet. That's the first thing I have to do. Dude, I used to do this with both my marriages. I sleep outside. Do you remember when the cops actually came to visit? Do you remember that? Do you remember when the cops actually came to visit me? Because my neighbors called the cops on me? The neighbors called the cops on me because they said there's a guy who's been sleeping on this back lawn all day. And the police officer walked up and he said, "Hi sir, hi, how are you?" And I said, "Oh, hey officer." Do you remember that? My apartment neighbor, were you guys, I wish there was a clip of that. In the apartment, in the apartment, that one that was like really bad. I was sleeping outside and I did 2 nights in a row because I was checking the tent out. I want to make sure the tent got adjusted and everything. And so I was sleeping out there. Doris would come and says, "How you doing, honey?" And one time I woke up and I looked up and it was a cop. It was a cop there. Yeah, we received a call that there's a person out. I go, "Oh, hey, I'm just testing my gear." And they're like, "Oh, that's really cool." And he was like, "Well, I just wanted to know your neighbor called." Oh my God, it was so hilarious. He was a nice guy too. He was really nice. I'm like, "Yeah, that makes sense. I've been out here testing gear like all the time." That was like trying to figure out which of my neighbors called the cops. I was like, "Really? Do you not see me?" That was back when I was like, I was testing working outside. So I would go outside and I would get on my computer and Sam would be next to me and I would sit under the sun and I put my sun hat on, I put my sun shirt on, and I was seriously trying to figure out if I could actually do my job outside in the raw sunlight all year round. And I did it, and that was around the same time that I put on my Patagonia jacket and I soaked it completely in a rainstorm. I got it completely soaked and I was testing a bunch of things. So I completely soaked my synthetic Patagonia jacket, Nano Air, and then I put the Alpine on top of it, and I wanted to see if that was going to maintain my warmth and stuff, and it didn't because of the compression. The places that had compression around my arms and stuff were really cold, and it was a really, really good test, but it was absolute torture. And then during that rainstorm, I deliberately tried to get into my tent and get warm in my sleeping bag to see if I could recover my body heat. I deliberately lowered my body temperature like all the way down. And then I tried to regain everything and it did not work. I was like, I'm not getting warmer. And I put like heat warmers in there and everything. I was like, if I ever got absolutely totally drenched, dumped on like that, I don't think I would have, I don't think I would have made it. Plus, I was navigating like dog poop on the lawn and everything. And people must have thought I was crazy because it was totally coming down outside, and I was deliberately out there seeing if I could survive the rainstorm. And I've done that 3 times. There was another time I did it on the patio outside with Doris, and I went out there to try to sleep, and it was that tent just was just like a sieve. The water just came right in, and there was a big puddle at the bottom of my sleeping bag and everything. I was like, this does not work. I was trying to test all the different ways of like tolerating like really big rainstorms, because North Carolina is really famous for that, and I didn't want to get hundreds of miles away without rain protection. So the bivy that I have now is 100% waterproof. So I think it would probably work better, but I don't know how willing I am to test that by deliberately camping under serious rainstorms. So it almost never rained on them the entire trip. This tour divide this year, there was no snow. There was the pass. The passes have snow, but they always do. And there was nothing. That's why they broke the record. Came really close to both the records because the weather was just perfect. They had perfect weather for the whole time. Yeah. See, like if I was gonna go get in my car right now, what would I do? How would I stay warm? Because I'm all wet, right? Let's say that I just took a break and I toweled off. How would I get myself warm to get back into the car? First thing I'd have to do is I have to take my clothes off. Like if I was gonna, if let's pretend like I'm out of Warm Springs, but it's generally cold outside, and I want to go to bed. There goes the bubbles. The bubbles are dead. What would I do? What would I do? How would I go? How would I go from soaking wet like this into sleeping in the back of my car? First thing I'd have to have is a towel, a dry towel. I don't have one of. I wasn't even thinking of packing a dry towel. I have to have a dry towel. I have to get myself dried as soon as possible, and then I could just get. I could get snuggy. I could get once I'm dry. I can just get right in the bed and warm up. The difference between this and the car is that, I mean, between this and if I was in a sleep kit, the sleep kit I'd have to figure out how to get relatively decent shelter, like so I'm not just being totally rained on, right? They have my tent has the outer shell, and then there's the body of the tent, right? And I'm seriously thinking of just taking that part, because that would always protect me from any kind of hailstorm or rain or whatever. That would keep stuff from falling on you when you're in the middle of the Great Basin and you get a snowstorm and or a rainstorm and there's nothing. There's literally nothing to hide under. I think having something to hide under is important. All right, we're gonna try it. On that note, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye to y'all. In the real temperature. Wow, that's insane. All right, I'm gonna see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me. I would go raid if there's somebody easy to raid. It's here. I'm just looking for really obvious people. Oh, Matt's streaming. What's Matt doing? Oh, he's playing golf. Golf or pool or something. April's on. Lots of people are on because it's Friday. I might come back later. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I feel like. Bill Larkin, Brent, Terminal. I need to code this. I'm out of tokens. I get more tokens later. On the 7th when I get back from my trip. I'm looking for somebody that like jumps out at me. Jumps out. Yeah, there's no one. Bye. Good to see you. Uchikara. What a great name. See everybody. I'm just gonna leave. You got Cloud Code Enterprise? You got Enterprise Access. I should probably use my Cloud Code. I paid for it. I got a year of it. I should probably do that. No. That reminds me, I need to get my Bluetooth keyboard to work with my Android phone. And I found a thing called Termius, which is really good. I want to show you guys this. It doesn't work for work though, because my VPN